All right, section 6.6, possibly the most relevant section in this chapter because all of you guys are going to be purchasing products, especially when you're trying to get birthday presents or Christmas gifts and you're trying to save as much money as possible. You're looking for those best discounts. We're going to talk about discounts today. We're also going to talk about markups. Markups would be the opposite of a discount. So what do you think a discount does to the price? It lowers it. Yeah. So a discount is a decrease in the original price of an item. A markup, however, is an increase in a price. You're like, well, why would they ever do that? We're just not going to buy it. Well, markups don't happen after the product hits the shelves. They happen before the product hits the shelves. So for example, if I worked for, I have a cousin that works for Red Gold. Okay, Red Gold has a distribution factory in Elwood. They produce ketchup and tomato soup and tomato paste and all the things you might make for chili or whatever. They a lot of tomato products. Okay, they don't have a Red Gold store. So the only way people are going to purchase Red Gold is, well, the internet's obviously changed things. You can purchase things online. Online purchasing is just like an online retailer though. But they're going to take it to the grocery store, right, or supermarket, and you would purchase it there. So let's say they're selling ketchup bottles. They sell it for $1 a bottle. They sell it to Kroger. Kroger buys them for $1 a bottle. What's Kroger going to charge it? Maybe $2 a bottle, maybe $1.50, right? If they only charged what they paid for it, how much money would they make? Nothing. Yeah, and they're not in the business of making no money, right? So they're going to mark up that price. We may think, well, that's not fair to Red Gold. They're buying their product and reselling it for a more expensive price. Here's the thing though, people go to Kroger. People are going to be more likely to buy something from Kroger than they are to drive to Elwood and buy the ketchup from the factory, right? So by allowing them to increase the price of their product, they're allowing people to actually purchase their product. So it's kind of a necessary thing. The same as for Walmart or Meijer, any of these stores, they're going to mark up their products before they sell them. They're not going to hit the shelf and then mark them up. They're going to mark them up, and then if people don't buy it, what will they do? Then they'll discount it. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it's discount season, right? Black Friday season or something like that. All right, so a markup is the increase from what the store pays to the selling price of an item. And if you're the general manager of a store, you'll might be able to set those prices yourself, and you want to know, okay, if I want to make this percent off this, what do I need to sell it for? Those are things that you'd want to know. Lucas. It could be. If you're talking about food products, it could be, right? If you're talking about Xbox games, it may be because it didn't sell as much as they thought, or it's been out for a while, or it's just Thanksgiving, right? The day after Thanksgiving. So, all right, so here's how you find a discount or a markup. And so I'm talking about finding the actual amount of money you'll be saving. A lot of times you also want to know how much you'll be paying for it, and we'll do that as well. Okay, we'll start with finding out how much money we would save here. A $60 Xbox game is on sale for 20% off. How much do you save with that discount? Well, it's pretty simple. The reason I had you do percentages last week is that I need you to know basically what one word means, the word of. Do you remember what the word of means? Times, yeah. So if something's 20% off, that means I'm going to save 20% of that price. And of course, this is a $60 game. This is how much money I'm going to save. So the word of, as you said, means times. What's 20% as a decimal? 0.2. So 0.2 times 60. And Branson, go ahead and tell me what 0.2 times 60 is. It's 12. So my answer then is the discount is going to save me $12. The discount is going to save me $12. And in just a moment, we'll figure out very easily how much that means we'd pay for it. Markups, you actually find a markup the exact same way. So in this problem, it says a store pays $8 for a shirt. The percent of the markup is 20%. By how much does the store increase that shirt's price? Well, same thing. I need to know what 20% of the price of the shirt was, which is $8. 0.2 times 8. Natalie, will you tell me what 0.2 times 8 is? Make sure you guys have your calculators out because I'm going to be calling on you, most of you. 1.6. So in terms of dollars and cents, $1.60. Yeah, remember when you're talking about money, and I made a big deal about this last chapter. When you're talking about money, we always use 2 decimal places. So we wouldn't put $1.6, we'd put $1.60. Okay. That's not what you're going to charge for the shirt. They would not only not make money, but they would lose a ton if they bought an $8 shirt and sold it for $1.60. That's the amount that they're going to increase the shirt's price by. So the next obvious question would be, what are we paying for these things? Well, let's move on to the next part. Remember, for the Xbox game, we were saving $12. Well, do discounts decrease or increase the price? They decrease it. So take the $60 game, subtract the $12 that we're saving, and Hunter, what are we going to pay for the Xbox game before tax? $48. Exactly. Yeah, everything's going to be labeled dollars. Well, not everything. Most of these problems will be labeled dollars. Almost everything in the section is dollars. We'll pay $48. Now, I mentioned sales tax. We're not going to talk about sales tax in this section. We'll talk about it more tomorrow and then next week. Sales tax, we're going to talk about also tipping a waiter or waitress. Those are things that you do with percents. Does anyone know what the sales tax in Indiana is, Parker? 7%. So what that means is the state does not get 78, or the state does not get 7% of this, and then I pay the rest of it. So it doesn't mean I pay 93% and the state gets the other 7. The state gets an extra 7% on top of this $48. And so that would increase the price even more. So when something's discounted, it's going to get discounted, but then tax is going to increase it again. So that's something that you have to pay for most products when you go to a supermarket. Okay, there are some food and hygiene products that are untaxed, but most products are taxed 7% in Indiana. That's why when you go to McDonald's and you buy something off the dollar menu, it's actually $1.07. Isn't it $1.07? Yeah, if you're depending on which state you're in, it could be $1.06. Yeah.
Or $1.08. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Westfield and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that's true. They have a higher tax rate in some areas. Even in Indiana, have a higher tax rate, or they might just actually increase the price. Like some things off the dollar menu in Kokomo, you won't find them off the dollar menu in a McDonald's in Chicago or something, right? Because their dollar menu is going to be like a $2 menu.
You know how high class we are.
Yeah, right.
You know our McDonald's.
I know. I get a notification when something changes. Oh, the McRib's back. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I get free Friday fries or something.
Yeah, that's right. I like it. All right. So go back to the markup then. Natalie said that the store is going to increase the price of the shirt by $1.60. That's what the markup tells us. So the next obvious step is going to be to take the $8 shirt and not decrease, discounts decrease, but markups, it's in the word, markup, they increase the price by $1.60. And Michael, what's that price going to be then of the shirt? How much would we pay for it? 8 plus $1, $8 plus $1.60. I think you're overthinking. You probably don't even need to use your calculator. $8 plus $1 more and 60 cents. That's right. Nice job. $9.60. Okay. That's not so bad, is it? I will say though, more often than not, instead of asking you how much money you're going to save, or asking how much money they're going to increase the price by for a markup, they're probably just going to want to know this information, which means we would have to do 2 steps to get there. Or I'll show you in a minute how you can just take a shortcut. But to appreciate the shortcut, you got to kind of know how to do it originally. And then I can show you how you could eliminate one of those steps. Pair of basketball shorts here. cost $35. They are 25% off. I feel like I'm in a commercial right now. Whoa.
That's not that good.
Nah. 25% off. So I want to know what I'm going to pay for them. I want to know the sale price. So I can start by finding how much money I'm going to save on these shorts. The amount of the discount is 25%. The amount of the shorts is $35. So I need to find what 25% of $35 is. Aiden, what's 25% as a decimal? Okay, and if you multiply that times 35, what are you going to get? Okay. Not what I'm going to pay for the shorts. That's what I'm going to save on the shorts. So now the next obvious step is to take that $875 and take it away from the original price. So Ella, what would $35 minus the $8.75 lower that price to? Excellent. $26.25. That's my final answer. Okay, that's my final answer right there. So there's obviously two steps I have to do. Step one was find out how much money I'm going to save. Step two is apply the discount to see what you pay. Subtract it away. There is a way that we can eliminate one of those steps entirely by doing some work in our head. When it says that the shorts are 25% off, at full price, they would have started at 100%, right? You would have started at 100%, you're going to pay full price for that. But if they're 25% off, what percent does that mean we're actually going to pay on the shorts? 75%. I saved 25%, which means the percent paid, the part I'm going to pay is the other 75%. Again, start at 100 and subtract because discounts save you money. Can you subtract 25 away from 100 in your head? Most of you probably could, right? That saves you an entire step. Now, instead of doing two steps, this is the only thing we have to do. 75% of the price of those shorts, which is $35, or 0.75 times 35, will give us our answer. Lucas, tell me what 0.75 times 35 is. $26.25, or as Ella eloquently put it in our last problem, $26.25. The answers are exactly the same. One less step. The reason it's one less step is because technically there's still a subtraction step. I'm still subtracting like I was subtracting there, but I can subtract 25 away from 100 in my head. I can't take 875 away from 35 in my head. So it saves me, if I can do a little bit of mental math, like 100 minus 25, it saves me that step, and then I don't even have to write it down on my paper. The only thing I have to write down is 0.75 times 35. Do you think you could subtract from 100 in your head? Let's see if you can. Caden, I'm buying something that's marked 40% off. What percent would I pay for it then? What percent would I pay for it? What's 100% minus 40%? $100 minus 40, 60%. So then I just use 60% as my percent paid. I'm not as interested in how much money I'm saving. I'm more interested in how much money I'm going to be paying. So if I could just jump right to that number, that would be awesome, right? So if I'm saving 40%, just use 60% because that's what you're going to pay. What if you're saving 10%? What percent would you pay? Michael? 90%. So just use 90, use 0.90. Yeah. What if you were saving 50%? What percent would you pay? 50. So the amount that you save is also the amount that you would pay for it because it's half off. What if something is 70% off? What percent are you going to pay for it? 30. Okay, let's see if you can do this one in your head. Something is 15% off. 85. Yeah. So what I do when I'm subtracting 15, take 10 away and then take 5 more away, right? 100 minus 10 is 90, minus 5 more is 85. There's a 15% off. So you'd pay 85%. So don't use the 15%, use the 85%. Let's use the shortcut. Okay, so there's also a shortcut that we can do for markups. Okay, so first, let me remind you how we did markups the longer way. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with using the longer way. You can still do that and still give me the answer. It says this store pays $50 for a bicycle. The bike is marked up 120%. Wow. When you're not going to buy a $50 bicycle in a store unless you're buying it for a toddler, right? If you're looking for a bike for yourself, it's not going to be $50. Or maybe Black Friday.
Oh.
So if it says it's been marked up 120%, we would then do 120%. And again, I'm not using any shortcut right now. We would do 120% of the price or the original price of that bike. Hannah, what's 120% as a decimal? Not 12. Move it over twice. 1.2, good. So 1.2 times 50, and go ahead, Hannah, and tell me what 1.2 times 50 would be. $60. Okay. Again, that is not the price you'll pay for the bike. That is what they're going to increase the price by. So then the second step, so that was step one. The second step would be to take their price of the bike and not subtract, this isn't a discount, it's a markup. Add that $60 onto it. What's that mean we're going to pay for the bike then? Lainey, how much would you pay for that bike? They mark it up from 50, they mark it up $60. 50 plus 60, what is that? Yeah, you're gonna pay $110 for that bicycle. And that's more what I would expect to see at the store. Right? So that's the second step you would do. So you'd find how much the markup is by multiplying, and then you would add, because it's markup, you'd add that onto the price. There is a shortcut, just like there was with discounts. If they are marking it up 120%, again, original price started at 100%. They're marking it up. That means instead of subtracting like we did for discount shortcut, we would add that 120% on. And what's 100 plus 120? 220, which means you're going to pay 220% of what they paid. And if you do 220% of the $50 that they paid, you should get the same answer. Should, right? Andre, what's 220% as a decimal? 2.2 times 50. Andre, what's 2.2 times 50? $110. The same answer that Lainey gave us, but with a lot less work. If you can add 100 plus 120 in your head, then all you need to write on your paper is 220%. So let's try this exercise again. Start at 100. For discounts, we were subtracting. For markups, we're going to add. Start at 100%. Something was just marked up 80%. What percent are you paying for it? 180. Start at 100%. Something was just marked up 26%. What percent are you paying for it? 126%. See how easy that is to do? And then instead of using a 26% and then adding it on, just use 126%, 1.26, and you're done. Just multiply that. So that's probably a decent place to start. We got time for one more. You guys can do one of these on your own. It says, and these are both homework problems from tonight's homework, 6.6. Number 8 is a discount problem. Number 17 is a markup problem. Why don't we look at number 8 first, because it comes chronologically when you're doing your work paper tonight. The original price of something was $69.80. The percent of the discount is 60%. It wants to know what the sale price is. So if you're going to save 60%, then what percent are you going to pay on it? Where are you getting 40 from? Why are we not adding? It's not a markup, it's a discount. So 100 minus, hang on, 60, you're going to pay 40%. So what's 40% as a decimal? 0.4 or 0.40 times the price of the whatever it is was $69.80. And someone tell me what that gives you. Katie? 27.92. No one else want to confirm that? Hopefully there's more people that are doing that. I'm getting some thumbs ups. There's one homework problem done. See how easy that was just to do the discount and find the sale price? Use the percent you're going to pay, not the percent of the discount. Saves you some time. All right. You guys can start on this homework. Don't forget about that worksheet that's due tomorrow, and 6.5, which is due by the end of the day today. I'll see you guys later.